Okay, so Nikola Jokic won his third MVP in 4 years. And I don't think NBA players and former NBA players are rooting for this. Shaq last night on TV, this is not who he wanted to win.
You know I love you, the best player in the league. I want to congratulate you, but I want you to hear from me first. I thought the SGA should have been the MVP. That's no disrespect to you, but congratulations.
Thank you, Shaq. We don't judge people here, so that's fine. It's your opinion. I'm joking.
Here's the thing. Jokic is the best player in the world. Not having a great series, best player in the world. But aesthetically, it's not a very pretty game. And aesthetics have always mattered in the NBA, starting with Dr. J. On. They can sometimes fool us, but in this sport, they matter. I mean, as a kid, I grew up as a kid. Most kids are not sitting around mimicking and copying Jokic's game near the basket. They're doing that with Ant or MJ or Kobe, and that matters in the NBA. So two things we know are true. Europeans are taking over the league. Most don't want to be faces of the league. And Ant and Tatum, as domestic players, may be the only roadblock to that in the next decade. Ant is what a face of the league sort of plays like. Vertical, trash talk, in your face, let me guard the best guy. A lot of his points are absolutely, it's like old school NBA 80s, 90s. A lot of his points are spectacular and physical and dunking on you, and that is the history of the NBA. But even in the NFL, aesthetics play a huge role. I'll give you an example. The entire time Brady was dominating the league, death by 1,000 cuts, precision, detail. All I heard, it's Belichick. Game manager, anybody could do this. Aaron Rodgers won a single Super Bowl. Brady had a collection. But the minute Aaron Rodgers, who's got more style and flash, won a single Super Bowl, you started hearing GOAT talk. What? He got one. The minute Mahomes won his second Super Bowl, also a player with lots of style, GOAT talk. I don't know, Tom's got like 7. And it wasn't until Tom Brady, remember this, he wins the Atlanta Super Bowl, right? He gets the Atlanta Super Bowl. That Super Bowl down there is 5th. Then he surpasses Montana. And then and only then, with his 5th, we said, all right, okay, he's the GOAT. Aaron Rodgers got that chatter, like substantial chatter after 1, Mahomes after 2. So even in the NFL, style matters. And, I mean, Michael Vick got on the cover of Madden, didn't have a long history of sustained playoff success. So Jokic doesn't have that style. Style matters. And in the NBA of all the leagues, it probably matters more than any other league. And I do think current players and former players don't love Jokic kind of taking over the league and the awards. I mean, he is the most valuable player in the league. Now, we've seen Ant explode. I think next year, Wemby will be on a very, very short list of players to do that. For a couple years, it was Giannis. Now he gets banged up more often. But I think what Shaq said wasn't just numbers. It was sort of what the league is rooting for. Because if you go back and look at when this league has been its most popular and discussed, it's like Michael J., Magic, Bird. And as the league's gotten more international, it's not necessarily helped the domestic ratings. Now, the league's always going to make money. But I do think Jokic winning this, I mean, the Embiid MVP last year felt like an anti-Jokic vote as much as it did a pro-Joel Embiid vote. I mean, Embiid's not nearly as valuable as Jokic as a player. He doesn't have that kind of distribution talent. He's, Jokic plays more often. He's more readily available. He elevates other players due to his brilliant passing, his ability to hit three-point shots. Jokic is more valuable than Embiid. Everybody knew it, and they still gave it to Embiid. It was a better story, and it felt more true to what NBA players and former players want the league to be, not what the league now is. Very European, and Jokic being the best player. J-Mac, last night is one of those You know, they always say styles make fights. And I'm watching that game, and I'm thinking, as Jalen Brunson leaves the floor in the first half, and I'm thinking, no Randall, no Robinson, no Brunson. So the playoffs unveil the posers and the frauds, the fakers. That's the Pacers. I mean, what more could Indiana have in their favor? Julius Randle, second leading scorer, has been out the entire playoffs. And then it's announced Mitchell Robinson out for the rest of the playoffs. Jalen Brunson played early, then disappeared because he was hobbled. Came back in the second half. OG's not at 100%. Everything lined up for the Pacers. And we know the NBA officials have been doing this for the entire playoffs. They're letting players be physical. It's better basketball. And the Pacers are a tempo team, a finesse team, a get up and down the floor team. And they can't adjust on the fly. So it's like asking a finesse football team to go into Baltimore and face the Ravens. That's why the Ravens had like 6 blowouts this year at home. The Knicks are shooting 55% from the floor in the playoffs because Indiana won't put a body on them. But it's more than that. New York's DNA, they're a physical bunch of guys, and they're now being allowed to be even more physical. The Pacers are a finesse team, and they're trying to fake it because now the league is set as a whole. We're going to let everybody play. So you notice the teams that are flourishing in the playoffs, they're the physical teams that the NBA is allowing to be even more physical. It plays right into their style. The Celtics, the Knicks, the T-Wolves, OKC. But Rick Carlisle, no. He's blaming market size.
We deserve a fair shot, you know, and it's just not. There's not a consistent balance. Their physicality is rewarded and ours is penalized. Just, you know, time after time. Small market teams deserve an equal shot. They deserve a fair shot, no matter where they're playing.
That sounds like a fan. Oklahoma City flourishing, Minnesota flourishing, Spurs dynasty, Bucks with a title. Major markets like New York previous to this year for 20 years, Atlanta, D.C., Chicago, Detroit have been in the toilet forever. Both L.A. teams are out. The Bay Area team's out. Give me a break. Philadelphia, big market, can't get past the second round. This is the first time New York's been relevant forever. Go look at the last 4 minutes of the game. Go look at the rebounds. Knicks have 9. Pacers have 3. So the Indiana issue is that their construction is built for speed and tempo. And New York's construction, before the season started, was built for toughness. And even when the Knicks lose a tough guy Randall or a tough guy Mitchell Robinson and Brunson, another tough guy, is hobbled, their DNA is still built for these playoffs, as is OKC and Minnesota and Boston. I mean, this last night, it was served up for you. Brunson and OG are hobbling around. It isn't about market size. You're getting bullied, especially in the fourth quarter, where the Knicks have been a good clutch time team this year. But watch these fourth quarters. This is like a guy that's a finesse boxer trying to be a bully, and it's like a bully hobbled but still allowed to be a bully. Indy's a poser. This is not what they are. The league tweaked the rules, and they can't adjust because it's not the construction of the lineup. Here's Tibbs after.
We know we're not going to be able to shoot the ball like that every night. So when we're not, we got to be able to win with our defense and our rebounding, our hustle, and we're shorthanded to start with. And maybe that this might be a byproduct of being shorthanded all year. Like, we know that this is our way. Our way is to play really hard all the time and to play together. And if we do that, we'll have a chance.
This series is all about fight, determination, focus, and hustle and toughness. Check. Knicks winning all of those.